What if Deku joined Team JPDE? Chapter 77. Flora Feline. Saturday. Day 174. Early in the morning in Team JNPR's room, Nora awoke to a smell. A smell she was familiar with. This smell Nora questioned, still sleepy. Nora then jolted fully awake. Am I still dreaming? Nora asked. Nora then dashed over to the kitchen. Ren, Nora asked. Good morning, Nora, Ren greeted, whilst wearing an apron that said, "Kiss the cook," on it. Are those pancakes? Nora asked. Yes, Ren said. But it's the second time this month. We haven't had 2 pancake days in a month since we've come to Beacon, Nora said. True. Well, this morning I felt like making an exception, Ren said. But why? Nora asked. Well, I was in a good mood this morning when I woke up. Also, I figure Jaun is going to need some extra protein and sugar this morning, Ren said. So what you're saying is, I need to spike Jaun's drinks, Nora said. Nora, Ren said. I'm kidding, Nora said. I know. But there is something else you need to do, Ren said. What? Nora asked. You need to get dressed, Ren said. Nora then realized she was still naked from the night before. Right. I'll get on that, Nora said. Good. And then after that, tell me how your date went. I want to hear everything, Ren said. Deku had just gotten a call from Neon. Alright. Yeah, we'll be meeting you by the bullheads in 1 hour then, Deku said. Will do. See you later, Neon, Deku said. So it's time to go out with the bad kitty, Evelyn asked. The bad kitty, Deku asked. Yes. She got too close to you too quickly and now she's ruined my day of fun time with you. Moo, Evelyn said. Horny rabbit, Deku said. Hey. You're just as horny, Evelyn said. But I'm not the one upset about losing my day of fun time. And besides, you know I'll make it up to you, Deku said. Oh, I know you will. Don't worry about that, worry about tonight, Evelyn said. I should, Deku asked. Maybe a little. I have a hunch on where we are going. Although I can't guess why, Evelyn said. And that is? Deku asked. I don't know if I should ruin the surprise, Evelyn said. Oh come on, you can't tell me to worry and then not tell me anything, Deku said. Fine, just a little hint then. So, disclaimer, Vale is actually the most integrated and accepting nation for Fawny on Remnant. But it's a relatively recent development. Before that development, the Faunus community kept to itself, especially in the city. Created their own hangout spots, locals, events. For a number of reasons, foremost being safety. While the situation has changed a lot since then, a lot of these places are still around. They are pieces of history and a lit are still kinda exclusive, you get me, Evelyn asked. Yeah, I get it. I guess that's why Neon told me that I'm going in undercover as her boyfriend, so to speak, Deku said. Yup. Anyway, you'll be fine, at most you'll make an ass out of yourself. Do try to have fun, Evelyn said. With you around, that'll be a breeze, Deku said. Evelyn giggled. Say, speaking of fun. We do have an hour before we meet up with Neon, Evelyn said. Oh. And what do you have in mind, Deku asked. Something to prove who you belong to. Let's get messy and then arrive late due to needing to change, Evelyn said. You naughty bunny, Deku said. And you love it, Evelyn said. That I do. That I do, Deku said. Just over an hour later, Deku and Evelyn arrived at the Bullhead Landing where Neon and David were waiting. Well, you two certainly took your time getting here, Neon said. What took you two? David asked. Sorry for being late. We were busy, Deku said. Busy with what? You didn't sound busy when I called, Neon asked. I think you can figure it out. It's the reason why we're in our uniforms, Evelyn said. Doing laundry, I see, David said. Yep, Deku said. Guess you really like Faunus then, Artstalnian said. I'm sorry, what? Deku asked. Did you just call him a stool? David asked. Artstal, honey, Evelyn said. Let this be an introduction to the world of Faunus slang. You two are going to hear a lot of it tonight. So I figured I should give you a small crash course while we're on the way, Neon said. I see. So Miss Cat, what does Artstal mean? Deku asked. Oh, taking away all the fun of seeing you two try to figure it out. Fine. Let's talk as we walk. We should get some seats, Neon said. Okay, Teacher Cat, David said. It's field trip time, Evelyn cheered. Neon giggled. The four then boarded the bulkhead. So, Artstal is slang for a great man. Endearing if used by a partner, it can be a bit rude if used in a pickup line, Neon said. I see. Is it derived from another language? One that Faunus used a lot back in the day, Deku asked. Hardly. The original version was Dustal, a combination of dust crystal. Keep in mind that most faunae in Vale originally come from Vacuo. Dust crystals are found in a large amount and exceptional purity. And going further, if someone says it a certain way, it's referring to, Neon said, whispering the rest into his ear. Whilst Evelyn did the same to David. Neon then continued to educate Deku and David on faunae slang. Oh brothers, that's a lot, David said. Don't try and remember them all. Heck, don't try and use them. You'll just make a butt out of yourself, Neon said. That makes two people telling me that today, Deku said. Reason more to listen to our wisdom, Evelyn said. Yep, listen to your elders. Anyway, it's only about 10 minutes from here. Any questions before we go? Neon asked. Nothing I can think of. David, Deku asked. I'm good. I'll do my best not to stand out, David said. Oh, you can try, hun, but you'll fail, Evelyn said. What does that even mean? David asked. You'll see, Neon said. The four then arrived. Evening. Names, please, a bouncer asked. Cat. +1, Neon said. Damarot. Also +1, Evelyn said. The bouncer said, looking over Deku and David. You're on there all right, Cat and Damarot. Those your real names? The bouncer asked. Wouldn't you like to know? Let's go, Ijuku, Neon said. It is my real name. In we go, David, Evelyn said. Cat and Ijuku. Sure, have fun you four, the bouncer said. Thanks, Deku said. The four then entered the establishment. So, what's so funny about our names? Deku asked. It's more so my name he found funny. A cat, Faunus named Cat. Sounds kind of fake, doesn't it? Neon said. I can see why he found that funny, Deku said. You know it. Anyway. This is an event organized by the staff of Umbra. It means shade in the old tongue. It reminded the founder of Vacuo, I heard, Neon said. I see, Deku said. What exactly is Umbra? David asked. Started as a hangout, became a bar, then club. Now it's a cultural center, Faunus owned for faunae. Mostly. But I figured I'd bring you guys to an event on neutral ground first, Neon said. I see. Sounds interesting. And I don't just mean the music, David said. Let's take a look around, then Evelyn said. The four then went around the establishment. How do you call that small drum, again? I didn't quite catch it, David asked. I can't remember the pronunciation. Evelyn, Neon said. No idea. We can ask later, Evelyn said. Ijuku. David. Evelyn. What are you three doing here? A voice asked. Velvet and Coco, Deku questioned. What a surprise. I've never ran into anyone from Beacon around here, Coco said. Hello there. Mind introducing me? Artstal, Neon asked. These two ladies are Coco and Velvet, two upperclassmen. This is Noon, from Atlas. She invited me out and I brought David and Evelyn along, Deku said. Nice to meet you, Noon. And Utstal, how Velvet asked. If you know what I mean, Noon said. I know what you mean. We've had experience with your Utstal and Evelyn's play, me Velvet said. How, Noon asked. I'm sure you heard the rumors about Team JPDE, Coco said. Oh. Oh, I see. How? Never mind, Noon asked. You were going to ask how we were, weren't you, David asked. No, Noon said. Don't lie, Kitty. You want to know what my men are packing. And I'll tell you, they are worth everything, Evelyn said. We can back that up. Especially Coco. She, Velvet said. Say, wanna join us for a drink? We have some time before our thing, Coco said. Oh yes. I would love a drink. You guys have to try this drink I love, Velvet said. I don't mind. What about you guys, Deku asked. I'm down, Evelyn said. I wouldn't mind a drink, David said. We've got the time. Lead the way, Poddy, Noon said. Gladly. Right this way, Velvet said. Velvet then led Evelyn and Noon to the bar. You got to try the mocktails. They ship the fruit straight from Menagerie, Velvet said. Swear, Evelyn asked. Translation please, David asked. Poddy is a member of a pod. That's a group of whales or dolphins. You can see them off the coast in both Vacuo and Menagerie. Swear is like, really? Man, this takes me back. I had the exact same reactions the first time, Coco said. Glad we're not special cases, David said. So I guess you come around here often, Deku asked. Only when there's dancing events. Let's not keep the girls waiting, though, Coco said. Coco, David and Deku then joined back up with the girls. So, mind if I ask how easy it's been for you two? You know, Neon asked. Yeah, I know. Honestly, not as hard as I thought. We still get a few weird looks, especially from the old domes, but we keep to a younger crowd on average, Velvet said. Old domes. She must mean older people, Deku thought. Because of your hobby, I bet. What's the dancing style called, Deku asked. Convivia. It means party in the old tongue in Vacuo, Coco said. Oh. My. Brothers, that's a sexy dance. I wish we had schools in Atlas, Neon said. You don't, Velvet asked. No. Everyone prefers Menagerie. Probably because it's more socially acceptable. We gotta work within the machine, sadly, Neon said. Is it that bad in Atlas, Velvet asked. It depends. You see, in Atlas it's all about the size of your spat, Neon said. Wallet. From Spath, plant-related, Coco said. Thank you, Deku said. If you have enough buds, they welcome you. Smiles may be fake, but they will make the effort to try and get some of that. If you don't, you're not worth much, Neon said. I see. Well, in a way, it's kinda better than what Vale was. Rich or not, they didn't give a shit, Coco said. In theory. But don't worry, there was plenty of opposition to us being able to even own a business. Even from humans in the same tax bracket, Neon said. Damn. And how's the academy, Evelyn asked. That's actually much better since General Ironwood became the leader of the military. Not to say that the culture in the academia has shifted overnight, the same people are still there. But they are scared shitless of him. He cares about efficiency and skill above all else, and he has the full backing of the researchers and scientists, the real power in Atlas, Neon said. The real power, David asked. Yup. Try selling stuff without the people who actually create it, Neon said. I heard that the scientists are under the control of the military, Coco said. Not exactly. Okay, let me explain. So, you know how Vale is ruled by a council body. With a number of elected officials proportional to the population, Neon asked. Yes. And each one represents a different piece of the country, Velvet said. Yup. In Atlas, due to the fact that our living space is so limited that they literally had to make a floating city above the megacity that already exists to not expand in the frozen wilds, things work a bit differently. Our version of the council is much smaller. It's class-based and the members are only four. One for the military. One for the mercantile aristocracy. One for the academies. And one for everyone else, Neon said. That. I mean, what David asked. That doesn't sound exactly fair, Coco said. Oh, you have no idea. Just keep in mind that any vote on legislation, there are only 4 votes to go around. Anyway. Atlas's main export has always been technology. They've been a source of pretty much every major technological advancement on Remnant during and after the Great War. And academia knows it. They maintain propriety of any technology they create. All that the military and merchants can do is lease it, so to speak, for a cut of the profits. But, the cut is not exactly fruitful anymore. The merchants have found many loopholes to give them as little as possible, and developing costs have only increased with the advancement of technology. And they've also opposed any increase to their budget in the council. That is, until General Ironwood rose through the ranks of the military. He managed to pass that budget increase by securing the vote of the lower class, Neon said. How did he do that, Deku asked. By offering them something they've been wanting forever. Striking down class entry barriers. Access to the military academy, the scientific institute and the merchant guild had been controlled for centuries. With one vote legislation, voted for by military, academia and lower classes, he struck it down, Neon said. I think I read about it. That was 10 years ago, I believe, Velvet asked. Yup. A masterclass from the youngest council representative in the history of the country. He used this alliance again many times, more often than not at the expense of the merchants, who cannot really complain since the budget increase or not, their profits have only grown. He's extremely popular, Neon said. I can see why, Coco said. There's still a way to go for Fawny and lower classes in general, but he opened the door for us, and the results speak for themselves. There's a reason why Atlas is currently considered the greatest nation on Remnant, baby. Although, on the other hand, it can be hard for you to be noticed if your interest and personality are unorthodox. He's progressive, but boy is he a stickler for uniforms and stuff, Neon said. Then yeah, I can see why he would probably pop a monocle at Conviva. Speaking of, I think it's about to start, Velvet said. We should go. It was great meeting you, Neon. See the rest of guys, Coco said. In your bed, Deku said. Above you, David said. Underneath you, Evelyn said. Coco blushed. And on you, face, Velvet said. Velvet, Coco said. Sounds like you lot have a lot of fun together. Mind if I join in sometime, Neon asked. I don't mind. It's really Coco who needs to decide if she want another girl fucking her girlfriend or doing her, Velvet said. That's it. We're off, by Coco said. Coco the grabbed Velvet and dragged her off. So forceful. Does she like giving then, Neon asked. To Velvet, yes. To us, she a total sub, Deku said. I can still hear you, Coco yelled. And you like that, everyone else said, apart from Neon. Coco the stormed out with Velvet in tow. They are fun. And they're a really nice couple, Neon said. Yeah. Our first meeting with them was something else, but they're really cool, David said. And they're super hot and sexy as well, Evelyn said. Speaking of. How sexy is this dance, Deku asked. Oh. Are you curious, Neon asked. Maybe a bit, Deku said. What about 2 of you, Neon asked. I'd like to see, David said. Sexy is my middle name. Of course I'd like to know, Evelyn said. Let's take a peek then. We have a few more minutes before our thing, Neon said. can't you just show us a video of the network? David asked. Not the same thing at all. Come on, Neon said. Neon then led the way. The four looked out to see the sexy dance and blushed. Okay, yeah, that is indeed sexy, Deku said. Yeah. Very sexy, David said. I must learn, Evelyn said. Told ya. Now come on, the thing I wanted to show is starting, Neon said. Neon walked off, but the other three remained watching with interest. You three coming? Neon asked. Yeah. Be right there, Deku said. I think I'm gonna stay and watch, Evelyn said. I'll stay to watch over Evelyn, David said. If you say so, Neon said. Neon then took Deku to an area where there were exclusively young people. There was a crowd, but he could also detect a smaller group of people all standing in a circle. If they start chanting, Ima head out, Deku whispered. Noted. It's not a cult, anyway. This, my terminally horny and fretful Utstall, is what we call a cipher, Neon whispered. It doesn't look like they're writing a coded message, Deku whispered. That's what you go with. Not even trying to deny it. Okay then. It's not a coded message as you think. Long story short, you know about menagerie, no. You will find fauna coming from all over Remnant, there. We have some shared culture, but we also bring with us area-specific traditions. Like the very structured Mistrali poetry, or the rhythmic sounds of Vakyosi traditional music. Take those two, and in cheapening Atlesian technology and bring the results back to Vale. And you have this, Neon said. Alright, ladies and gents. Here's what you've been waiting for. Speed reminder of rules. 1 chance, 8 bars, the crowd decided your fate. First up to bat, my podium announcer said. A few hours later the event was over. Deku and Neon grabbed David and Evelyn before leaving, though those two were still fixated on the dance. So Neon asked. I'm not sure what happened in there. But I think that was kinda cool, Deku said. I know, right? I had only ever seen videos, this was my first time attending one in real life, Neon said. Yeah, those were some pretty cool turns of phrase they had in there. Although I couldn't understand a lot of it because of the slang. I did my best to guess what each one meant but without knowing fully, Deku said. Understandable. You can find a lot of this kind of stuff on the network, although not on any official music app, Neon said. So, I guess it relates to my trash talk training in the creative way, Deku asked. Yeah. I mean, most of the stuff they said in there was made up, and that's the point. It's a form of creative writing. I think it'd work well for you, giving you a reason to create insults, no, Neon asked. So I should just vent my frustrations at an imaginary foe, Deku asked. Imaginary or real? It's not like you're going to recite them in public, Neon said. Oh, yeah, no, I do not have the stomach for that. The crowd could be mean at times, in there, Deku said. Yes, but without a fail state there's no excitement. Know what I mean, Neon asked. Speaking of excitement, you were one of the loudest members of that crowd. You like this stuff a lot, huh, Deku asked. You have no idea. I heard it for the first time when I was 14. There's an underground scene in Atlas as well. I even write my own things, you know, Neon said. Cool. But you say you've never gone to an actual cipher like this, Deku questioned. Neon sighed. Yeah. Scrutiny for the selection, remember, Neon asked. In Atlas, yeah, I remember. But you said it's different now, isn't it, Deku asked. Well, yeah, I guess, but my stuff is not nearly good enough, and I've never practiced delivery in front of anyone, and, no, it's cool, Neon said. We can practice together, if you want, Deku said. Really, Neon asked. Yeah. I mean, as long as we find somewhere private, I don't mind, Deku said. In that case, Neon said. Evelyn. David. Neon wants to practice her singing, so we're going somewhere private. I'll see you two later, Deku said. Hold on, I'm not leaving you alone with Bad Kitty. And besides, we have some dancing to learn, Evelyn said. Evelyn, Deku said. I don't mind if they come along. It's good to have a bigger audience, and then afterwards I can show you the dance, Neon said. Deal. Let's go, Evelyn said. That was easy, David said. We all are, Deku said. The four then went to karaoke. Didn't you say that? You can't find those beats on mainstream hubs, Deku asked. Yeah, but who cares? All you need to practice is the right rhythm. I know plenty of songs we can use for practice. They all have very clear drum patterns. Alright, hear the very loud one. That's a kick drum, Neon said. Yes. I do see it, Deku said. I'm assuming you play it with your feet, David asked. Yup. Now, you can split a song in 4s, 8s, 16s, Neon said. So I has played in multiple of 4s, Evelyn said. Yup. When the kick drum hits every single bear, that's called 4 on the floor pattern. If Neon said. Neon then continued to give the others a crash course before they began to sing, each taking a turn to try it out. Afterwards, they began practicing the dance they had seen. However, they had gotten a few drinks and soon their sexy dancing turned into something more. Sunday. Day 175. 6 months. Almost 6 months since Deku had arrived on Remnant. And whilst always wishing to go back home to see his family and friends, and wanting to get back to protect them from what was coming, he knew he couldn't do anything, it was all up to the flame. So he would still go about and enjoy his new friends and relationships that he had formed in this new world. And even if he could go back now, he wouldn't. With the threat of Cinder and her allies, he wouldn't leave now. He wouldn't let a Kamino happen to Beacon. And since he wasn't going to be leaving anytime soon, he needed to think about what was next, the Vital Festival dance, and who he would bring as his +1 and bring them further into their relationship. He had so many loved ones who he would love to invite, but he only had one invite, and so he would have to make it count. The one person I want to invite to the Vital Festival opening dance as my +1. Who shall it be, Deku thought. End of chapter 77.